Episode 4098, Love Without Limits.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. Get ready to do your happy dance because yes, it's Friday. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that means you get a break. Me too. But no, don't forget, mark your calendars right now. This Sunday, if you haven't forgotten, it's Father's Day. So mark your calendars, yes. And we're going to talk about it, Confessions of an Upset Mama, Love Without Limits. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, inspiring connection and community. Well, I do want you to mark your calendar because this Sunday is Father's Day. And if you're like, oh man, because you know what? Summer's here and then sometimes we forget. And I mean, moms are forgotten all the time. But you know what? Let's be a little bit bold and let's not forget our fathers because they are very special. And so regardless of what's going on, make sure you at least maybe have a card or spend some time. And if your father is alive too, reach out to them. Because let me tell you, I miss mine deeply. And I wish I could just text him or call him and say, Dad, just want you to know I love you. So, you know, sometimes we go through life and we take the people that we love for granted. We think we're telling them we love them, but we don't as often as we need to. And so today I really want you to think about how are you showing love? How do you showcase love in your everyday to your children as you raise them up? Because you see, life has a way of building walls around us, don't they? It does. Past experiences, fears, doubts, it all stacks up like barricades, shaping how we see the world, and then sometimes boxing us in with limits we don't even realize we've accepted. It's like, yeah, okay, well, yeah, that happened. And all of a sudden you're like, gosh, if I look back over the last 5 years, what I did like 12 years ago really impacted my last 5. And you don't realize it because what? We're busy. We're doing everything else, but we're not really realizing what we're doing. And we can be actually doing a disservice to our own children. And as parents, it's easy to carry those walls into our children's lives, unintentionally capping their potential because we've learned caution the hard way. I know you want them to go cautiously. You don't want them to make the same mistakes. You don't want them to have to work as hard. But you see, love that leans on limits isn't love at all. Our kiddos, they deserve something greater. Love without limits. Because as you know, being a parent who loves without limits means choosing to break down those walls every day. You don't want to build them. And let me tell you, it's very easy to build them. We don't mean to, but it happens. I know. I've done it. And it's harder to take them down. It really is. And the struggle is real. So as you go through life and as you continue to raise your kids and influence them, right, regardless of their ages, whether they're itty bitties or whether they're now your minis because they're your grandbabies and everything in between, right? You're an empty nester or you've got, you know, high schoolers and college graduates or college age kids, you know, well, college graduates too. But you know what I mean, right? This hodgepodge of our life and what it looks like. And I look back at my life and I'm thinking, I did a lot of these things great, but I missed out on a few of these. And sometimes we build those walls and we don't mean to. And so we've got to be very careful about what we do and how we showcase love to our children. And, you know, when you choose to love without limits, it means stepping into your child's world with fresh eyes, ready to truly understand their dreams and fears on their terms. Not just through the lens of your past, right? Times have changed. And sometimes parents, we got to get on the new ball, right? We got to get on the new train. We need to understand where technology is taking us or what changes are being made, the advancements in our world today. It means setting aside your own what ifs and don'ts to create space for their growth, for their exploration, and even, their failure. Because they are going to fall. And I know that's so hard because you don't want them, right, to fall. You don't want them to have the same scars that you do. But let me tell you, they're not your scars to bear. Your kiddos need to bear those scars. Why? Because it's a lesson learned. And yes, you can sit there and you can tell them and give them advice and mentor them and coach them and pray for them, most importantly. But ultimately, as they get older, especially if they're on their own, it's theirs to own, not yours. And so, yeah, sometimes we have to make that space even for their failures. Sure, I know life scars serve as signals, right? They're reminders of what's at stake. But when those signals turn into cages, the gift of unconditional love is lost. So instead, offer courage, offer belief, offer curiosity, love without limits. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. You got to love without limits because there's no other way. I mean, quite frankly, God loves us without limits. And he says, it's unconditional. And I'll forgive you if you come to me. Now, also though, he wants you to do better, which we tell our children to do the same thing, right? We want to raise their ceiling. We want them to excel, right? We want them to go further than we did. I think we want only what's best for them. But we can't sit there and put them in a bubble or place a cage around them or build a barricade because we think we have all the answers. Sometimes, unfortunately, we have to open up the gates and say, I'm going to cheer you on from the sidelines, but no, I'm always here. My door is always open. And it's hard to do, right? So what does it look like in real life to inspire your child today by loving them without limits? Number 1, show up with presence, not just protection. It's natural to want to shield your child from life's difficulties, but protection can easily turn into control. And you got to watch out for that because naturally we love control. We do. And mamas, we are the worst. Why? Because we had to run their schedules when they were little, right? We had to make sure, our whole life's run around schedules. And when you have 12 schedules going on, and you really don't, but if you have a family of 6, you could have 6 schedules, right? We had a family of 7, we had 7 schedules. And depending upon how involved they are, oh my goodness, it can, be a little bit crazy. But we have to understand that protection can easily turn into that control, and you don't want that to become the main thing, right? Instead, show up as a guide, someone who listens deeply. Let your child lead you into their world without judgment. When you're present, not just hovering, right? We can be those helicopter parents, or wait, are we drones now? Or I don't know. There's so many different names for those kind of parents. You know what I'm talking about. But we don't want to hover. Right? We don't want to be the one that's like, oh, I got you here. No, don't do that. Oh, did you get to fall down? No, you got to let them. You got to let them. So when you're present, you teach them that their feelings and ideas matter, fostering trust and confidence. You're building them up, not building a wall. There is a difference. So show up with presence, not just protection. Number 2, encourage exploration, not perfection. Oh, it's so easy to do all the above, right? We want to protect them. We want to perfect them, right? We don't want anything to go wrong. All the struggles that we had, we don't want them to have to bear those. Well, you know what? They probably are, just in a different manner. And that's okay. Lessons learned. But here, it's not about perfection. It's about encouraging exploration. Limitless love doesn't demand flawless outcomes. It celebrates the messy path of trying, that messy path of failing and trying again and trying again. So encourage your child to take risks, even if they lead to mistakes, because it's going to happen. They're going to fall down, right? So celebrate effort over achievement. And this mindset fuels resilience and creativity, showing them the world is bigger than fear or failure. And I think that's really the key here. When you're encouraging exploration, you're saying, you know what? You may not always have the right answers. You may not get it right always the first time, but you're resilient and you're creative. You can figure this out. You're a critical thinker. You're an overcomer. And that means you're not fearful and you don't walk just in your failures, right? The world is bigger than fear or failure. And when your kid can grasp onto that, let me tell you, nothing is impossible. So encourage that exploration, not perfection. And then finally, number 3, lead with curiosity, not assumptions. Our life experiences can tempt us to see potential barriers just everywhere, right? We look around like, oh, don't go there. Oh, don't, and sometimes I find myself doing that even with my grandbabies. Now, there's some obvious things, don't run out into the street. Duh. Okay, that's obvious, regardless of your age, right? You want to teach some basic fundamentals in life, and there are basics. But you got to be careful and not let those basics become really the hindrance of them living their life and living it well. So, some things that pop up in my head are like, oh, that's just too hard. That's unrealistic. Why would you even think you could do that? Oh, that's dangerous. Why would you go there? Instead, lean into curiosity. Ask questions. What makes you want to go there? Traveling to another country, you've never been there. You don't know the language. Have you, read the newspaper? Wait, we don't have newspapers anymore, right? Have you seen the feeds that come out from there? Have you gone to the, Department of Safety and all of that? Okay, so ask questions, but be very cautious of judging. Lean into curiosity instead. And when you do that, you can seek to understand your child's unique perspective. And do this at all ages, right? I mean, believe it or not, a 3 to 5 year old can tell you, I want to do this. Why? It's fun. Fun, Grandma. Fun, right? Or fun, Daddy. Let's do this. Fun. As they get older, they can say, well, because Bob and Bo are doing it, so I want to do it with my best friends. Why can't I? Well, okay, that's one good point. What's another good point? I love to run. I'll get exercise. Okay, good point, right? Seek to understand their thoughts, not just your own. Don't look at just your schedule that says, oh, I don't think I can fit this in. Don't look at just your budget. I get it. Finances are important, because you got to pay for things. I get all of that. But make sure you're seeking to understand them, that that they know that they're heard and that they're seen. Because when you approach with openness, you model the very courage you want them to embody. And a lot of times our kids are walking around going, Mom really doesn't care. She just wants me to do what she never could do. Believe it or not, I've actually heard that. Not from my children, even though they probably have said it possibly, but more so from people that I have coached, parents that I have mentored. And they've come to me and gone, Christiane, you will not believe what happened here. They're like, it just crushed me. It hurts, doesn't it? It really does. And we want what's best for them. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong when we're trying to always to squeeze our children into a bubble, thinking we can absolutely, positively protect them from everything. And you know what? We just can't. But I will tell you this, God can. So in all that you do, pray for your kiddos. Always. Doesn't matter their age. Pray for them. Because let me tell you, parenting without limits is hard work. But God calls us higher, right? And so we need to do that for our own children. And when we parent without limits, it calls for patience and humility, a daily commitment. And the payoff, a child who knows they are seen, a child who knows they are heard and loved immensely for exactly who they are and who they are becoming, who they're meant to be. That's the kind of love that breaks barriers instead of building them. So as we are beginning to walk into the Father's Day weekend celebration, or in fact any day, step into your child's world without the weight of limits. Love boldly, love without boundaries, because your love is the wind beneath their wings. Go in peace, be present, be incredible, be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a beautiful, blessed weekend, and happy Father's Day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life, and love your journey? Visit CreateYourNow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.